Okay. Hi, how are you guys doing? Today I'm doing your November 27th, 2019 daily tarot card reading. The first card that I have is the Will. The Will is a card of nurturing and creativity. The next card is the Fool reversed. And instead of you taking a leap toward your goals, like if you're creative and nurturing at the moment, I guess you're regretting past mistakes. The next card is the Five of Swords in the reverse. So you are feeling that you know that you're wrong on an issue, but you don't want to apologize. Not sure what the issue is for anyone in particular. Okay, the next card is the Five of Pentacles reversed, and that means that the mistake that you made in the past is costing you financially. So the next card is the Queen of Wands reversed, and this is a card meaning that you need to be careful of unreliable people around you or jealousy, which in fact I sometimes wonder if I'm pulling my own energy, because sometimes I just wonder if we're all going through some similar things. But I've been pulling like jealousy cards. Sometimes I don't know who it is around me, and then it'll be confirmed later on, like, wow. Like I'll figure out weeks later there was an enemy around me. I had no idea. And someone asked a question in another tarot reading, someone else's tarot reading, like their enemies around you. And I kind of realized, oh, they mentioned that the enemy is the person who's around you. You don't realize they're your enemy. Like we all have enemies and we may actually know who our enemies are. But enemy, when you get a card about enemies around you, sometimes it is meaning it's a person you thought that was, I'm stumbling on my words. You thought that person was your friend. You didn't realize that they're your enemy. So sometimes we have to be really careful of who we are dealing with, because people do things covertly. And so when your enemy sabotages you or tries to hurt you, they did it way, way, way behind your back. Like you could not see it coming. So just be careful of the people who are around you at the moment. Just be aware, especially if this is resonating for you so far. So the next card is the Empress reversed. So instead of a happy home life and or pregnancy, the home life and or the home is not feeling so happy and secure. And maybe if there's a pregnancy, maybe perhaps it's not going so well. The next card is the Star. At least this is an upright card. Someone else made a joke about Gemini readings. Like I just read people's comments and I think it's funny. Like someone made a funny comment. I don't know how funny it was. Like, well, we have a whole bunch of cards in the reverse or whatever else. It's like a bad reading. I'm going to put these cards back. Maybe it's Gemini's cards. I thought that was kind of funny. So I don't know who made that comment. But anyway, we finally have an upright card. This reading really does seem like a Gemini reading. Like almost all the cards are in the reverse. And I know the cards are right and it makes sense. So whoever this is resonating for, I'm sad that you have a bunch of reversed cards, okay? It sounds kind of sad, and at some point during the reading, it's almost like I want to grab you and pull you up out of the sadness, because it just, I don't know, okay? So anyway, here's the Star card. It's like you have the potential to do so much. You have the potential to be happy and have your wishes and dreams come true. So the next card is the Justice card, okay? So whatever is going on around you, like say for instance the enemy around you, basically there's something that needs to be brought to justice because something is wrong. You have people who are betraying you behind your back or just doing things that are not so nice, and maybe you're not aware of it at the moment. The Justice card is either about legal paperwork that's rectifying these negative issues that are surrounding you and maybe pulling you down. The Justice card is also about exposing gossip as untrue, something to that effect, or breaking down the negativity that's surrounding you or surrounding your reputation. And one more thing, I like to lecture, I'm sorry, but it's a shame that people use gossip to pull people down. It's almost like they use people's reputation as a commodity, and like people almost practically invest in a person just to pull them down, or it's just weird. Like I don't understand Why do people do that? Like, if you're really, really bored, go find something to do, but don't pull people down for fun. Don't like make your money off of bringing other people down, you know? Don't be a paparazzi for negative purposes to pull somebody else's energy down. That's a very low vibrational way to live, and I don't want you guys to do that. I'm sorry, I don't know why someone's calling while I didn't put it on Do Not Disturb, so I'm sorry if that scared you. But that's really not a good way for people to treat one another, because, you know, I believe that people should be loving to one another. They're not supposed to betray each other for fun, just to get a kick, just because someone betrayed you. That's not a good reason to betray other people, especially if it's somebody you say you love, or, you know, I just really don't understand it. So if what I'm saying to you is registering in your heart as relevant, please take it into account and change those ways. Don't just insult people or talk about people because you think it's fun. Don't do it because somebody did it to you. That's not the way you're supposed to treat people, and you need to be responsible as an adult and stop playing into those games. So I don't understand why people do that to me. And then when I stand up and I defend myself, then people say, why are you talking back to them? Why are you making arguments online or whatever else? I don't understand. But for some reason, I'm lecturing because it's relevant to someone listening to this reading, okay? So there's some type of a betrayal going on around someone who is listening to this reading. And at the end of the reading, you'll probably understand what I'm doing right now. You'll probably be able to do it too, okay? So the next card is the World card. So remember, we have the Star card here. You have the potential to make your dreams come true. But for the moment, we're rectifying problem situations, okay? And then after we rectify those problem situations, the World card, the opportunities open up before you, and you can, I guess, go out to meet those challenges that are your dreams. You're going out to go follow your dreams and be successful, okay? You're able to do this at this moment. So the next card is the Five of Wands reversed. And this is a card about maybe you're hearing the gossip about you. You know that it's not true, and it's causing you to doubt yourself. So this is where I start getting upset as I was reading the cards and following the story of what's going on. I start kind of getting upset because, you know, there's no reason if you, okay, more lecturing now. So if you have the potential to be someone and you're surrounded by people who are trying to pull you down, it's not good. And like, to me, it breaks my heart that people are so low vibrational that they're doing this. It makes me mad. I don't like it when people do that, okay? So if you have people around you doing that, maybe you have to find new friends. That's what we're all doing right now. Like, for some of us, we feel like we're in a tower situation where everything around us is fault. Like, our friends and the people around us are all gone away because maybe they were not helpful in our lives. They were bringing us negative energy, or they were just betraying us. So again, watch out for the people around you right now. The next card is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So instead of loving and nurturing energy, she is feeling basically insecure, and that's not a good feeling. So that's why I'm kind of getting upset, because it's like every time it's hard to be a good person in modern society, because technology that's supposed to make our lives feel better, we're supposed to feel better. We have access to so much. People use it like a tool from hell to try to pull people down, okay? If you have the potential to do something with your life and to be happy, it's unfortunate when you're allowing other people and their untruths or their insecurity to pull you down, okay? So I'm sorry if I'm going to continue to lecture throughout this reading. The next card is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And this is a card about, in the upright here, it would be about doing the hard work and waiting for the harvest. But because in this case it's in the reverse, it's like you're letting people stop you from reaching for your goals because you're feeling insecure, because they're gossiping you because they have nothing better to do with their own lives. and that's really sad. So the next card is the Six of Cups in the reverse, and this is a card about you being disappointed that people around you are being so abusive toward you. And in my opinion, they should mind their own business, because if they're minding their own business, they won't have time to pull you down. And maybe the sad thing is that they don't have any business of their own, and that's why they're busy minding you. So I guess that's a flaw on their end. And I'm sorry if I'm seeming mean, but that's just the way I feel about it. So the next card is the Knight of Swords in the reverse. And this card is about you not proceeding toward your goals with great vigor. You're feeling weak and, I don't know, like barely. It's like you know what you're supposed to do, but instead of you doing it, you're doing it begrudgingly. You're not doing it with joy in your heart, and you're letting people pull you down when you really shouldn't be. So the next card is the Four of Wands in the reverse. And this is a card about, to me, like here, they have this Four of Wands here, and they have a house here. And so when you look at it, it kind of looks like when you're setting up a house to build a house, that you know, like how there's plywood and you nail it and hammer it together and you build a structure that can hold a house, that can hold walls and different things. When you have the card like this in the reverse, you really can't build anything like that. If you're trying to build a house, how can you build a house upside down? You know? How can you build a house like that? Whatever you're trying to build, you don't have the right foundation or support system to build whatever you're trying to build. And so that's a concern. So what is it that you're trying to build, and consider that. Like maybe the foundations in your life are, that's not the direct meaning of the card, but maybe the foundations in your life, like I said, need to be built more solidly and in an upright position. So you got to kind of look around you and see, what am I doing? Am I, for me in my life, I'm trying not to repeat patterns in my past. And so I'm not sure how that's relevant to you. Sometimes what I'm working on is relevant to my life too. So check the foundations in your life to make sure you're building on a solid structure and maybe not repeating past mistakes. And because maybe perhaps if people are bothering you, bullying you, trying to pull you down, it's something that's happened before in your life. And so you need to probably check to see, am I doing something to draw these people around me, or is my boundary so relaxed? Am I so happy-go-lucky that people feel like they can overstep my boundaries and come into my life and mess me up for some reason? So check the way that you're seeing life and make sure, maybe if you're spiritual, maybe you might want to pray about it and say, God, what is it that I'm doing that I'm attracting people around me that don't mean me any good? Can you please show me what I'm doing that's incorrect? And sometimes it's nothing that we're doing that's incorrectly. Sometimes the people around us just have issues that they need to resolve, okay? So it may have nothing to do with something that you're doing that's wrong, but just be careful of the people that you're allowing around you, okay? So the next card is the Sun card reversed, and this card in the upright is supposed to mean like you're happy and you're living life, you're playing, you're enjoying the sun, but in the reverse, you're sad, you're depressed, you're not feeling good, okay? And I already lectured enough, so I'm not going to lecture anymore. That's the card I wanted to pull you up out of it and say, come on, get a grip. Don't let people pull you down. Get up and start over again, okay? Try to make it work. Try to figure out what's going to keep you standing strong, and don't allow people to pull you down, okay? So the next card is the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and this card is about like materialism. So I was wondering, like, what does that mean in this reading? And then I kind of got it. It's kind of like everything around you or me, it really makes no sense. Like the people around you don't make any sense. And so while everything in your life is seeming to fall apart, even though we don't have the Tower card showing, but with all these reverse cards, I think it's fair to say it's kind of like a crisis time in your life, even if it's a mini crisis where you don't know what's going on around you with the people around you. So you're just focusing on your work and trying to make sure that you can meet your goals some way, shape, or form, you know? by not depending on other people around you, since they may not be around you at the moment. You're just doing your work and trying to build yourself up in spite of the fact you have no idea how things are going to fare, okay? And then the last card is what I've been doing for you. This last card, I pulled this card this morning because I pulled the other cards last night, and then I was sleepy, so I went to bed. So this Ace of Swords card is basically you're speaking your truth, okay? If something is pulling you down and you know it's probably not you, it's stuff that people around you are doing, maybe perhaps this card is saying maybe perhaps you need to see the truth and say the truth, okay? So try not to repeat your past patterns with these people that are bullying or abusing you. Try not to draw new people like that in your life. So it's like you're introspective at the moment and you're trying to figure out, how can I make my life better? How can I build a better support system in my life so I can reach my goals, since I have so much potential? So again, you're speaking your truth, okay? And we can't be so overly concerned about what people think about us that we leave ourselves trapped in these situations that are not serving us. So I hope if you do speak your truth that it's not going to get you in trouble. So you have to think about that on your own. Because if it's a work situation, I don't know what it is going on in your work situation that, I don't know if you could speak about that, but in your personal life or something, if someone's abusing you and you have the ability to speak up for yourself and not cause yourself any harm, I would say it's up to you to make that decision. But for some reason, that's the message I have for you, okay? That's the message for November 27th, 2019. And I'm very sorry that my phone rang and it probably scared you, okay? Thank you for listening. Please be blessed and know that there are good people out there, so you don't have to suffer and be around people who don't mean you well, okay? So maybe pray for better friends or better family or whatever the case may be, okay? Thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe.